Okay, so I genuinely was not prepared to be covering Niki and Gabi drama in 2026. And yet, here we are. And I actually kind of love it. Not because I want to see them go at it, I genuinely don't, but because there is something so bizarrely nostalgic about watching two people we grew up watching on YouTube end up back in the same situation they were in like a decade ago. And the way this whole thing unfolded, the way it escalated, the comments, the TikToks, the replies to the replies, it's giving very specific 2016 energy. So let's get into all of it. If you're somehow new here and you don't know who Niki and Gabi are, here's the quick version. They are identical twin sisters. They are OG YouTubers, like capital O, capital G. They came up in the lifestyle and beauty space and built a massive audience together. Over time, as most creators do, they kind of grew into their own separate identities, their own aesthetics, their own channels, still collabing periodically on their shared channel, but mostly doing their own thing. And for a long time, there was this ongoing thing with their fan base where people would pit them against each other, compare them, pick sides, and it caused actual problems in their relationship. They've talked about it, it's been documented, and in more recent years, it really seemed like they had turned a corner. They were rebuilding, they were collabing again, they were in a better place. So that's the backdrop going into this week. So this week, Niki and Gabi both attended the premiere of Dracula together. They walked the red carpet together, which was actually a big deal because, according to them, they hadn't done a red carpet together since 2022. So this is a moment for them. They both wanted to post about it, and they both did, separate TikToks, showing off their red carpet looks. And here is where everything starts to go sideways. Under Niki's post, the comments started getting really ugly. Not toward Niki, but toward Gabi. People were complimenting Niki and then using those compliments as an opportunity to just tear Gabi apart in the same breath. One person literally asked, "Is Gabi doing a corpse bride look?" And another one said, "And I need you to hear how unhinged this is. Niki was always the hot one to me." As if Gabi hasn't been in an Ariana Grande music video. As if Gabi isn't gorgeous. And then someone else actually said, "For once, Niki looks better than Gabi." Which, by the way, isn't a compliment to Niki either. You can't frame dragging one person as a compliment to another and think you've done something nice. Niki did try to defend her sister in the comments. When someone posted that corpse bride comment, she replied, "Nah, she's just snatched." Which, good for her. But then someone else made a really good point in the comments. They said, "We've gotten way too comfortable with giving opinions and critiques on people's appearances." And Niki responded to that one too. And what she said was really telling. She said, "What's crazy is we both felt beautiful and happy, and I want to be able to share moments like this without us being pinned against each other. It has always been this way, and that's why there's always been rivalry between us. It's sad." And she's right. That is genuinely sad. These two women go out together, feel good, want to share a moment, and the comment section immediately turns it into a competition. That part isn't either of their faults. But then things got a little more complicated because Gabi posted her own TikTok. And in it, she said that Niki had called her and told her to look at the comments under her post, and that Niki had suggested Gabi should get her makeup done by Niki's makeup artist. Now, you can see how that lands, right? Gabi is hearing, "Everyone in the comments said your makeup looked bad, and my makeup artist could fix that." That's how it reads, and Gabi was clearly hurt by it. In the TikTok, she talked about how her look was intentionally different from Niki's.
I'm standing in a car rental shop today with my partner. We're about to rent a car for the week, and all of a sudden I get a call from Niki, and Niki goes, "Oh my gosh, like you should totally get your makeup done by my makeup artist. Look at everyone's comments on my TikTok." And I had no idea people were still like this because I had not been doing Niki and Gabi like that.
It was a different vibe, a different aesthetic.
First of all, this was my look to the premiere that I went to with Niki. I said keeping it simple. I was going for like a very simple French chic look, like less makeup, minimal styling, blowout. I don't know, very like simple European look. This was my carpet photo, no fake lashes, no crazy contour, just super glowy. My comments weren't like that on my pages. They were super uplifting and people who understood like the timeless, like clean girl look I was going for. And then I realized, well, first of all, let me show you guys Niki. She looked so snatched, but we were obviously going for two different things. I would say Niki's giving like Jersey, Carly Bible, Kardashian. So if you guys watched my Jessica Alba makeup tutorial I posted on TikTok and on Instagram Reels, that's the makeup I did here. All in all, like, I don't think I looked bad. I just think I looked different than Niki, and it reminded me, like, people have such a kink on, like, trying to put down the other twin if they're gonna uplift the other one. And I think that's disgusting. Like, I do feel like some women just get a high off of doing this. The number one reason I wanted to walk away from Niki and Gabi when I did. And we're back to doing it, but I just wanted to put this out there that this was something that I had to get used to, and I'm not used to that anymore.
And she made this comment that if she wore as much makeup as Niki, people would call her old. And she described Niki's look as Jersey Kardashian. Some people felt that part was a little shady. Others said she was just describing the look. Honestly, I get why it landed the way it did, but I also think Gabi was coming from a place of hurt and was defending herself, not attacking her sister. But regardless of the intention, the TikTok was out there. So then Niki posted a TikTok responding to Gabi's TikTok. She said she didn't like the way Gabi had characterized things, and she wanted to clear her name.
Any comments putting my sister down in the comments. And unfortunately, this is a pattern that has led to why we don't usually film content together anymore, because whenever one sister excels or does good at one thing, people have to put down the other twin. And that's just something that we've always had to deal with. And that has created such a awkward, uncomfortable, silent sister rivalry for years. Obviously in the comment section, I went to bat for my sister, but then I just saw my sister's response to the video and I was hoping she'd clap back, because as she should. But I actually don't like the way she phrased it, so I'm gonna clear my name. She said that she was at a car dealership and that I called her up and said, hey, my makeup artist should do your makeup because of the hate comments. And that's not what happened. The makeup artist that did my makeup, he's new to LA and I'm one of his first clients. And he wants to collab with people and do people's makeup. And he wanted to do Gabi's makeup after seeing I have a twin and we're at the same carpet. And we were also going back and forth about how we feel bad about the comments. He wanted to make her feel good. This has nothing to do with her not looking good at the event. I think she looked beautiful. I just don't like the way that was worded. I'm gonna be so for real. I'm just gonna leave this here. I will always ride or die for her. We've made grown up fighting, but we've never allowed anyone outside of the family to disrespect the other twin without the other twin intervening. And that's how it stays. But I think we should support women and not pin them against each other.
And the comments on that one were not thrilled. People were like, girl, this should have been a FaceTime call with Gabi. And this is exactly what creates divide. Someone told her this is something to keep offline between them both. And honestly, they weren't wrong. But here's the thing. Gabi then replied to a comment under her own video by posting a video of her puppy having a play date, which is so chaotic I kind of respect it. But also, the comment section was like, it's still in the room. Eventually, Niki came back and posted what she's calling Makeup Gate Explained, and she laid it all out. She said when she suggested Gabi get her makeup done by her makeup artist, it had nothing to do with the negative comments under the red carpet post. She said she and her makeup artist had already been talking about him doing Gabi's makeup because he's her sister, he just moved to LA, and he's looking to build his clientele.
So was my bitchiness in the room with us when I was giving my opinion on how her makeup looked versus mine? It's like everyone can leave their opinions in comments, but the moment I describe how Niki's makeup was perceived to me, then I'm being shady. To me, it just looks Kardashian, Jersey, Carly Bible vibes. What is wrong with that? That's a beautiful aesthetic.
That's it. That's the whole thing. It was supposed to be a nice gesture that got completely miscommunicated because Gabi saw the comments and then got the call in that context. And of course, it's going to land differently. And Niki said that when Gabi went straight to TikTok instead of texting her back, she got this bad feeling because it was a pattern they'd been through before, taking their issues online instead of handling them privately. And they'd been working so hard to get away from that. She said they just really started building the relationship and their content back up together. And it was painful to see it start to go back to that place. The comment section after that was still kind of divided. Some people were sympathetic, some people were still frustrated that any of this ended up online. One person who said they were a twin themselves commented that they would do anything to protect their twin and would never bring their drama to the internet. Someone else said, Can y'all just talk to each other? Like, why are y'all talking to us? And honestly, that's a fair question. Niki also replied to someone who said, back in the days when we weren't healed, and she said, I meant healing, with a laughing emoji. And I think that's actually the most honest thing that came out of this whole situation. They're healing, not healed, healing. And healing is messy and non-linear, and sometimes you fall back into old patterns even when you're trying not to. That's just how it goes. What I do hope is that they actually talk to each other. Like, really talk, not through TikTok comment replies. Because from everything Niki said, it genuinely sounds like the makeup artist thing was a misunderstanding. And Gabi was clearly hurting from the comments she was seeing on Niki's post.
I wanted to film a video about what the fuck happened this week between me and Gabi. You guys know that one of our biggest triggers is being compared to each other. And if you followed our reality shows, you guys know that sometimes friends would egg that on, or sometimes fans. Unfortunately, in order to heal our relationship as sisters, we kind of had to slow down doing content together, which is why we haven't walked a carpet together in like almost 4 years. So this all started at a movie premiere. So I got my makeup professionally done. Gabi did her own makeup. We walked the carpet. We both felt super confident. The next day, we get our photos and videos from the event. Me and Gabi are posting them on social media. My TikTok goes viral. Now, everyone in the comments was being so nice about how I looked. What's really unfortunate is that when I started seeing all the compliments about me, I started getting anxious because I knew the type of comments that would follow, which is putting down the other sister. It's just a thing we've gotten used to for over a decade. The mean comments started rolling in, but they were like really harsh. I mean, someone compared my sister to peanut butter. I'm starting to delete comments. I'm starting to respond to comments. I'm starting to defend Gabi. I haven't heard from Gabi since this video went viral, so I just did a sister check-in and I gave her a call. Also, before I got on the phone with Gabi, I was going back and forth messaging my makeup artist, and we were talking about how the comments are getting out of hand. So while I was on the phone with Gabi, I said, hey, why doesn't my makeup artist do your makeup? And he also showed interest in doing my sister's makeup. So while I'm on the phone with Gabi, I suggest, hey, why doesn't my makeup artist do your makeup? I just thought this was overall a good idea, but this is where it all went wrong.
And all of that hurt got directed at Niki when maybe it shouldn't have been. The real villain of this story, if there is one, is honestly just the comment sections. The people who thought it was okay to tear one sister down to compliment the other. Because none of this spirals if those comments don't exist in the first place. So I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Niki's suggestion about the makeup artist was genuinely innocent? Do you think Gabi should have texted before posting? Or do you think once you've been burned by a pattern enough times, the reaction makes complete sense? Let me know in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye!